I think the perfume industry as a whole is becoming a circus as of now, and we are kind of in that particular circus doing our own thing. That is what I feel at this point in time. And although this video is not a review or a suggested list of perfumes that you should go ahead and purchase, but I feel that after uploading more than 200 plus videos in this particular channel, I think that this video is going to be one of the most important videos that I've ever created, because this has to do a lot with your hard-earned money. Are you actually paying for the perfumes, or are you actually sponsoring a trip for your favorite creator or influencer to fly to Dubai, Egypt, or any other exotic country for a perfume launch or a gala event? And at the same time, I'm going to talk about many of the traps that exist today in the market, which basically stops you from trusting your nose to making you trust your eyes, or even worse, your emotions. And I will be covering a few of the traps, and out of those traps, there's one particular one of the most important traps in which I also fall, okay, as a perpetrator, you can say. So let's get started with the video. If in case you love your money and you love perfumes, I think you should watch this entire video so that your next purchase could be a bit more meaningful, in my opinion. So the first trap that I'm going to talk about is basically the Hawas Affinity trap. These terms are something that I've coined myself. There is nothing like if you go and search, you will get something out of it. It's just me trying to make sense through some nomenclature. So it's easier for me to help you understand. Okay. So what is the Hawas Affinity trap? There are basically two phases of this Hawas Affinity trap. First is the trust trap. Here, what basically happens is a brand usually initially releases 2 to 3 banger perfumes. Everybody loves them. Everybody says like, oh my God, what a great perfume. And the moment they have your trust, they know that now they can push what I call is a lazy juice. And because you're now so much trusting the brand, you kind of feel like, no, this is actually a very well blended perfume. The point is, what I personally feel, the juice is basically lazy. They have just purchased a generic juice from somewhere, put in some alcohol, packaged it in their own label, and present it to you like voila, new product. And just because you trust the brand, you love it anyway. And you feel like it's cheating not to like it. A prime example of that particular trap, in my opinion, is, say for an example, there is a house called Snitch. They make really good fashion accessories. Their apparels are really good, high quality. But that does not correlate to their perfumes. I basically bought like a set, a tester. Someday I'm going to make a video about them. Trust me when I say this, guys. If in case you love the clothes from Snitch and you feel that they have done exceptionally well in the perfume department as well, they have not done the same. Another, say for an example, would be this particular brand. Maybe at some point in time, I'm going to talk about it. Some of the blends from them are actually good, but the rest of them doesn't really call for the amount that they are charging. Maybe at some point in time, if I feel like, I will make a video, but the point is most of them are not really there to talk about. There are many more. I'm just highlighting a few that falls under the trust trap. The second is the Robin Hood trap, the charity trap. You know what really happens over here? This is mostly for the brands who cater to very budget audiences. What they basically do is they target those audience or those perfume enthusiasts who never smelled the OG, and they will offer very cheap. The clones that they will be providing will be dirt cheap, so much less that it feels like they are doing some sort of charity rather than a business. And most of them have actually not smelled the OG, and they rely on this Robin Hood or Masiha to feel like, oh my God, what great blends, what a great guy, what a social service this person is doing. But trust me when I say this, a lot of the cost cutting will be done either in the packaging, either in the juice, or either in some other ways which I really don't want to highlight because I will not have the data to back them up, but I feel there is some darker sides to it. But the point is, if in case you have ever smelled the OG, when you come back to these clones, I don't think you will ever advocate them as very good clones. Rather, you will be happy that whatever they are providing for the pricing that they're coming at, they are good. But that does not necessarily mean that they are the best out there. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm specifically highlighting a few because I think it's necessary, because my comments are usually filled with that kind of particular comments. It's not like I'm trying to highlight somebody, but it's really true. Example. Let's say for an example, the Master Perfumer. Their God of Fire, absolutely wonderful. It's a great perfume. You really don't need to buy a Vulcan Few to get the essence of God of Fire. It's that good. It comes at a dirt cheap price of 500 rupees for a 50 ml. However, if in case you fell for it and you felt like, oh my god, every single creation from this perfume house is really great, that's not the case. Their Hawas Fire is awful. I already have a Hawas Fire back over there. This does not smell like Hawas Fire. So if in case you're individually buying this perfume, that's a different story. But if in case you're buying it just because you're thinking that you're getting Hawas Fire for this particular price, you are not. Okay, you might be feeling, why talk only highlighting the master perfumer? Why not something else? Let me talk about Menworks. The Atlantic Chill, no way this is a Pacific Chill. Even if it's inspiration, it's not a great inspiration. I actually hate this product. You will never see me glazing this product. You will never see me recommending this product. Although a clone war will be coming for Pacific Chill, I will be putting this up for review. But the point is, not a great perfume, honestly. However, the Bin Shake, absolutely wonderful. I recently got it. This is one, very close to the OG Ahmed Al Maghrabi Bin Shake. So, same house, different outcomes. Okay. Let's go with another one. One of the most hated brand out there, I can say, because to some, they are selling piss poor perfumes. Olga, their OCD is actually going to give you OCD. It's an awful perfume. It doesn't smell like YSLY by any means. They do claim that this is like YSLY. It's not. Also, the longevity on this one is not that great as well. However, for 500 to 540 rupees, their Tobacco Bunny clone, which is 24/7 all day hustling, is the best out there for the pricing that it comes at. At around 500 rupees, this is the absolute best that you can get for that particular pricing for Tobacco Bunny. So, okay, why not Middle Eastern, right? Why only bash the Indian houses? Let's talk about refs. Some say that I'm being paid by refs or whatever. Their Costa de Amalfi. I made a video. I said that this perfume may go viral. I didn't buy it myself. I was gifted this perfume. Absolutely loved it. When I received it, I didn't see it listed anywhere else. But blend, genuinely good. But this, overpriced. I will never buy this perfume. Momento. If you go back to my previous videos, you know how much I hate this perfume. So the point I'm trying to make, why am I ranting so much on this particular trap? The reason, I want you to save your money, not by focusing on a particular house and thinking that this is the best house out there. The product matters. I'll take another example, okay? Say in the world of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, great players, right? Absolutely best. But are they making centuries every single match? No. There are centuries, there are ducks, there is 50s, so many things. Like it's a graph, up, down, up, down. The same happens with the companies as well, their houses as well. Some of them are actual hit, some of them are actual miss. So rather than focusing on the perfume house, focus on individual perfumes, not the house. That's all I'm trying to say. So if in case you want to save your money, you should judge every single product in singularity as a single thing, not the house, not the brand, okay? You're not paying for the logo, you're paying for the juice. Remember that. If in case you're buying something designer, that's a different thing. Some people just get it for the logo and not for the juice. That's a different thing. Now, the second trap that I want to talk about basically is the Naptol influencer trap. Of lately, if you log into Instagram, there are many creative people out there. I'm not bashing them. But most of the time, you will just see a review disguised. It's a review. It looks like a review, but it's disguised because it's basically an ad. Ad disguised as a review. Most of the time, you will see somebody trying to sell you something on Instagram. And I don't blame them, to be honest. Reason, the platform does not really pay you a penny. If in case you are in Instagram, or if in case even if you are in YouTube, okay, the short form content does not really pay you a single penny. Most of the time, these content creators are relying on the brand deals, collaborations to keep their, accounts flowing. And I don't blame them. They need to survive. So what basically happens is brand comes, they will give a brief, they will give you money. And all you need to do is take that brief, read that script out in front of the camera and boom, you're done. Some people are creative. They will create a story around them. They will mesh a story around them and then present it to you. And the problem is, you guys are not even judging the perfume ads as ads. You're thinking that they are reviews out there. Most of the time you will see the in Instagram, people are tagging the company. Okay, it's that obvious. They're making a collaborative post. Why do you think they're making one? Okay. And it's so bad these days. Fitness influencer, travel vloggers, all of a sudden, everybody's, breaking down the top note, base note, mid notes, all of a sudden. There was a content creator that I liked. He used to make lifestyle related contents. All of a sudden, he is promoting Olga and saying that I have a lot of perfumes that I have in my collection. You should watch this. I'm not bashing Olga by any means. Olga is a brand. They are supposed to run ads, man. But look at the credibility. I don't really think that people are judging these ads by the person's credibility. They think that, oh my God, I like the person, let me buy the perfume. That is where the problem is. Then you buy the perfume and it turns out to be not as per your expectation, how you thought the perfume is going to be. And then you come and bash everybody who is reviewing perfumes, including us. Those who are relying on long form ads because of a reason. We get paid by the AdSense. We don't need to rely on the brands to keep our accounts flowing, and that is the reason we mostly focus on long form content and not short form, because at the end of the day we have the guts to say what we want to see. I'm making this video because of that. Okay, but if in case it's your choice, if in case you want to see the ad, buy the perfume thinking it's a review, that's completely your choice. Somebody need to call it out. I am doing it. You can hate me for that. Okay, I'm really sorry. By the end of this video, I know a lot of people will hate me. I'm sorry, but I had to get it out of my chest. Okay, I can't take it any longer to keep it within me. Second thing, in the same Naptol influencer space, one more thing is happening. Okay, let me show you two bottles. Then you will be able to understand what I'm trying to convey. Look at these two bottles. Both of them are trying to copy the same brand, Born to Stand Out, right? One is West Side Mocha Toast. One is Blably Blue Love Drop. You know what? If I review this perfume, there will be minimal hate coming towards me. These two perfumes are trying to clone almost the similar perfume. This is trying to clone Khamra. This is trying to clone Khamra Kawa. Okay. Now, if I talk about this, there will be minimal hate. Nobody will say that I am a sellout. I am getting paid. Why? Because they are not running ad campaigns. Most of the time when reviewers are making video about this particular perfume, this is so less in the perfume space. You will understand that the perfume is not being, the brand is not paying the reviewer. Okay. But this, so many ads, so many performance marketing, the problem is there is a bunch of reviewers / salesmen out there. Anything that touches their hand, after that, even if we want to talk about it, we can't. You know why? Because you will feel that this is a paid promotions. We are just sell out. There are so many great cheap perfumes that we want to review. But we also fear the fact that the moment we drop a review about that particular perfume or even highlight that perfume, you will feel that it's a paid campaign that is being run. It's kind of whitewashing the image of that particular perfume. I'm not only talking about this. At some point in time, I tried to review this. This was not a great perfume to begin with. It was not really great, but it was not piss poor as well. But the point was whitewashing. Okay. So the point, all I'm trying to say is, due to some reviewers out there who has made it so obvious, like even if you give them scented water and you ask them like, hey, I'm going to pay you this amount of money, you need to go and tell that this is the best product out there, they will go and do it. And because of them, we are suffering. And all I'm trying to ask you over here is to go and call out these people. Use some sort of, you go into the comments, do something about it, tag the brand, tell them that you are just shooting on your own foot. Because the brands feel that, dikhta hai to bikta hai. But the problem is, the brands are not aware how things are being perceived by you. If you don't go and tell them, the brands will keep doing the same thing, put money in their hand just to come up with the product and do their shenanigans. And at the end of the day, you will be left cheated. We will be left confused as to what to do with the thing. Okay. So I'm just trying to express as much as possible with this video. So don't take it as a rant. I'm just trying to convey my feelings. From time to time, we also need to do that. Even though we are creators, we also need to, talk about what we are feeling. The third trap that I want to talk about is basically the giant circus, the great Indian circus or the great worldwide circus that is happening around the events. Launch events, okay. Perfumes being launched. There is gala, there is dinner, there is like a wedding reception that is going on. They're flying you to Dubai, they're flying you to Egypt, they're flying you to so many exotic countries just to launch a perfume. Okay, there are open bar. So who do you think is paying for the flight tickets, the open bar, the ramp walk, okay, the dinners and all those, the events, celebrity guests, blah, 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 so much shit. Who's paying for those things? You. All those marketing expenses are going to get added back to your MRP. That is how the cost will be retrieved back. Rather than doing that, if in case the entire money would have been, used to make the perfume better, I think the word of mouth publicity would have been so much, they wouldn't have to do anything like that. I don't want to make comments on those particular perfumes out there, but very recently a lot of things was launched. I really didn't like any of them. Do you really think that I don't get invitations to this events? Most of them I actually don't. People don't feel that I'm good enough to be called for, and I'm happy, because what will I do if I go to that event and I don't like the product? What will I say? I will not be able to say good stuff. I will not be able to say anything bad about it as well. And I will be in the middle of a jeopardy. I really don't want to do that. And that is the reason I avoid any single kind. I mean, at any given point in time, if I can spend my own money to go somewhere, I will roam around in that place free from all this shit. I really don't want a sponsored trip to some place where I will sell my soul to say something that I really don't want to say. But the point is, at the end of the day, you are paying for all those stuff, okay? All those luxuries, all those events, all those dinners, all those champagnes and whatever, you are the person paying for it when you're purchasing those products, thinking, oh my God, this is going to be the next best thing. Chances are that pricing was not at all even at par. The marketing cost just made it to that particular pricing. I'm sorry, but that is the reality. So how can you save yourself from this? Next time, when you see these kind of events and you see whoever is going, whatever they are saying, take it with a grain of salt. Wait, let those events settle in for some time. Let the perfumes, get reviewed multiple times by multiple sources. Not the ones who went to the event and said that this is the best thing out there. To the ones who didn't go to the event, okay? To the ones who are genuinely reviewing the perfumes, testing it out. Them, they matter. So that is how you may save some money. Next, let's come to another very important trap, and that includes me as well, which is the creator trap. I fall under this as well. I really want you to be skeptics. I really don't want you to become bhakts, armies, cult to anything. Any content creator out there, they are not your brother, they are not your, relative or anything. This is a parasocial relationship that we have with each other. I mean, you don't know me personally, I don't know you personally, but we share a bond with each other because we are somehow connected through the world of perfumes, okay, fragrances. But the point is, at any given point in time, you should not let this parasocial relationship impact your real world. You really don't need to become a bhakt army to anybody. Reason, we as human beings tend to make mistakes as well. Maybe there is a perfume that I absolutely loved. You may not resonate with it. The point is, once you become armies, you try to go and defend anybody else trying to contradict to your favorite creator's opinion. The point is, that creator may actually feel like that. Until and unless you have tried it yourself, you have a strong opinion around it. Just because your favorite creator said something about a particular brand or a creator, how something has been created, does not necessarily mean that you need to go and jump and, defend the person just because, he's creating content. Because I want you to be skeptics. Even for me, ask me questions, doubt my actions, question me as much as you want, because at the end of the day, this channel was built on honesty. This is how I have, tried to maintain a good, honest relationship with you all. But at this point in time, I think that due to a lot of things out there, this, this emotional turmoil, this entire, a lot is going on. Every single day a new perfume gets released, a new clone comes out. Everybody is running towards buy this, buy that. Nobody kind of rotates anything out there anymore, because why rotate something outdated? The new shiny object syndrome has come. So many things are going on, and at the end of the day, I really want you to not take any creator that seriously. I'll tell you an example of mine, okay? Back almost when I started making videos, or maybe when I was not even making videos, I was searching for a good perfume. There was a reviewer that I loved. I still love that person, okay? I still trust his nose. But let me give you a major upset that I have received so that you can have a clear picture. This is Blanko Dusk. My favorite review at that point in time said, this smells like galas Habi Rouge. I didn't had a lot of money back then. I'm a middle class. I really don't have a lot of money. But still, all thanks to YouTube, all thanks to you, I got some AdSense revenue through which I rotated and I started buying perfumes. And sometimes some houses send me perfumes. Most of the time I'm buying samples, partials, decants. That is how this entire journey has been going. So when I heard that Guerlain Habit Rouge and this smells identical, I was thrilled. I was like, oh my God, this cheap perfume smells almost like Guerlain Habit Rouge, the legendary perfume. Let me go in and buy this perfume. I bought it. And the moment I smelled it, I was like, ugh, this is what Guerlain Habit Rouge smells like. I'm not gonna buy a Guerlain Habit Rouge any day. The perfume smells like this, it's shitty. And almost for a year, I didn't buy Guerlain Habit Rouge, neither did I use this perfume a lot, okay? Because I didn't like the perfume much. And I thought that Habit Rouge smells like this. But all of a sudden, almost after a year, I go to an event, I meet somebody, and that person was wearing Habit Rouge. And I smelled the perfume, it felt exquisite. I was like, what are you wearing? The person said, I'm wearing Habit Rouge. And I was like, this does not smell exactly like Blanko Dusk. I was taken aback. And the person said that, what? Blanko Dusk? Which perfume is that? Okay. So long story short, I asked that person to get the Habit Rouge so that next time I meet up, we did a frag meet basically where we just, exchanged perfumes, smelled them out just to see how, I had a few that he didn't have in his collection. He wanted to smell it. I smelled his. Okay. And the point was, I fell in love with Habit Rouge. I fell in love with it so much. After buying Dusk, almost waiting for a year, never trying the OG Habit Rouge out, I tried it and I bought a full bottle. And then I almost made it half empty. This is the amount of Habit Rouge that I have used over the years. And I never talked about it because every single time I look at this bottle, I will always be reminded of this. And every time I thought about talking about this particular incident, I thought that will give rise to another controversy. So let's just skip it. But today, because I'm being open about everything, I think this needs to come here as well. And the favorite creator trap basically trapped me as well. I was opinionated by the fact that he felt that the perfume smells like Habit Rouge, and that is the reason I hated this one. Even if you feel that you bought the clone and it's not really something that you like, even your favorite content creator said that particular perfume smells like some high-end designer niche fragrance out there, just get a decant or a small tester or a sample and just try it out. Is it actually true? Are those two perfumes actually smell the same? If in case they do, you add 1 point to that creator, like, okay, trust factor goes by +1. Every time the trust factor, is diminished, -1 point. That is how I think you can make or set a score for your creator. Every single time the person gives you an honest suggestion, good suggestion, you put 1 point to that person. You deduct points every single time something does not resonate with his words and your experience. That way, rather than falling in the trap of being a bhakt, cult, army, whatever you call it, you can become something else, a person with more wisdom in regards to perfume. And that is how I think you can save a lot of money on perfumes, because now I really don't think the space is in such a place where, a lot of good contents are being created. Contents are created every single day, but good content, even I create trash content from time to time. You can call me out as well. If in case you feel like my contents are trash, go ahead, bash me as well. But these are some of the traps that I think that was very necessary for me to talk it out with you people, because if I am not doing this, I'm not really moving forward creating contents. And trust me, I will try my best to come up with better contents. But at this point in time, I really want you to save your money, make a more thoughtful and well-judged decision about every single perfume you buy. And honestly, you don't need a lot of perfumes in your collection. Only a handful of them are good enough for you. So every single time, use our videos as references, entertainment, but choose your perfumes, save your money properly. And if in case you have any queries, concerns, any opinion, you have the comment section. You can go ahead, type in or chip in your feedback. And I will try my best to connect with you via the comment section. Or if in case you want to connect with via Instagram, which is Saga Online, you can do that as well. And I will try my best to answer or reply to you over there as much as possible. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye-bye.